Member for Newcastle. The question is that the Federation Chamber do now adjourn, and I'm delighted to welcome the member for Solomon.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I am delighted to be able to speak here while you've got the chair. I rise today to put on record again the important contribution our Defence Force makes, and I know, Madam Deputy Speaker, that's something that is very dear to your heart as well. Yesterday, we both welcomed the announcement that we will increase the Prime Minister's announcement that we will increase the Australian Defence Force pay offer to 2% per annum for the life of the contract. The work performed by members of the Australian Defence Force is unique and crucial to our nation and our security. And it's not only the Defence Force personnel but their families, such as people like yourself, Madam Deputy Speaker, that face many challenges, including frequent posting cycles and operational tours, to name just a few. I, along with a number of my colleagues, such as the member for Herbert and indeed yourself, Madam Deputy Speaker, we lobbied to get this result, and I thank the Prime Minister and also the Defence Minister for committing to this pay increase, for listening to us and to our electorate, and for putting this pay increase, or recommending this pay increase. The news of the pay increase was well received by uniformed personnel in Solomon, and as soon as the announcement was made, I started to receive calls from Defence members and their families. And I'm sure that Defence personnel won't ever forget that it was the previous Labor government that stripped the Defence Force budget to the bone. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, I have some more good news from the Abbott government. Yesterday, we also announced the proposed development of an $18 million project to construct a multi-user barge facility in Darwin. Defence is one of the key economic drivers of the Northern Territory's economy, and Darwin's defence presence numbers over around 6,000 servicemen and women. Together with their families, this represents nearly 14,000 people. An $18 million multi-user barge ramp facility is a smart investment for Defence. The development of Defence infrastructure right across the top end that also has use for commercial operators is contributing to the development of the North. Now, our Chief Minister, Adam Giles, is working closely with the Abbott government and Defence to ensure that the Territory is key to the placement of future Australian Defence Force posture. The Australian Defence Force has contributed to jobs, to infrastructure over many years, and I expect, Madam Deputy Speaker, with the release of the Defence White Paper, that the Northern Territory will be reaffirmed as the key strategic position for the Australian Defence Force. And as you know, Madam Deputy Speaker, the Australian Defence Force has a long history in the Territory, with the RAF base becoming operational in 1940. In 1992, the 1st Brigade was relocated to Robinson Barracks, and of course HMAS Coonawarra is home to about 60% of Australia's patrol boat fleet. Together with the Northern Command and Customs, the Australian Defence Force plays a key role in our border protection. And indeed, the United States Marines have a small but growing presence in Darwin, and their numbers are expected to grow to around 2,500 by 2018. And this year, Madam Deputy Speaker, the exercise Talisman Sabre will occur right across the top end of Australia, from Darwin around to Rockhampton. Altogether, there will be nearly 15,000 servicemen and women from a number of countries who will descend on training areas right across the country. And recently, the US Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Greenert, publicly stated that a joint US-Australian Defence Force study was being conducted to consider basing US naval ships in key locations around Australia, and Darwin, to me, is an obvious choice. Given our location, growing port, and the infrastructure and significant growth in heavy engineering and maritime industry, Darwin is the logical location for the Australian Defence Force, particularly the Navy, to base itself in future years. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, I am also looking forward to once again participating in the Australian Defence Force Parliamentary Program. This program, as you know, provides an intimate first-hand experience of the challenges of service life and deployment. And Madam Deputy Speaker, as the new chair of the Coalition Backbench Policy Committee on Defence and Veterans Affairs, I take this appointment very seriously and will use it to continue to advocate for the thousands of Australian Defence Force members and their families, particularly in my electorate of Solomon. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, like yourself and the member for Herbert, we are great supporters of the Australian Defence Force and, most importantly, the personnel and families of the Australian Defence Force in our electorates.
Thank you.